quick, drop a like right now if you're hyped to unlock Singularity. Also, be sure to let me know in the comments what your favorite skin in the game is. So the Singularity skin has only been revealed for a couple of days, and already the theories are going through the roof. And of course, we're going to continue our pursuit of finding out what she's really doing here in this video. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new. I'd appreciate that. As a reminder, I'm gifting 3 skins every day to subscribers and fans, mostly to those who follow me on caffeine.tv. If you haven't checked me out over there, I will leave the link to the live stream in the description box. The first theory today comes to you courtesy of Begelly2010, who says, remember the Season 8 puzzle challenges? Once you got all the pieces, it had a monster. Maybe it was the monster that is currently destroying all of the different locations on the map. So in case you don't remember, back in Season 8, which was last season, there were a bunch of jigsaw puzzle pieces you could pick up around the map, and upon picking up the very last one, this is what you were greeted with. The completed puzzle shows some kind of a giant creature. The hands look kind of similar to the footprint. Obviously, it's got a thumb, and the creature does not have a thumb, but if the thumb were not here on this puzzle, it would be identical to the creature's footprints. I'm obviously not saying that is the creature, but I do think it's worth pointing out, and I find it kind of strange how I haven't mentioned it before. Next up, we've got Big Mac, with his profile picture being Grumpy Cat, RIP. But he says maybe the house from Loot Lake was Singularity's house, and she built it there to cover the in-between. Let's put it this way. If our assumptions are correct, and Singularity does turn out to be the Vault Keeper, and the Vault has been there this entire time, then it would make sense for her to make some kind of a cover to make sure that the vault was never tampered with or accidentally discovered. So yeah, putting a giant lake as well as a giant house right in the middle of it to cover the entrance makes a lot of sense. If we assume just for a second that Kevin the Cube, when he was on the island, was evil, and we assume the Vault Keeper is good because she's apparently going to save us from the CATTUS, then that would make them rivals. And what did Kevin do once he got to Loot Lake? He ripped up the middle house, exposing the underneath portion. Kevin's entire purpose might have been just to infiltrate the in-between and to gain access to it. If so, he definitely succeeded, because when he exploded, we did access the in-between. Not only that, but when we got out of the in-between, Loot Lake was transformed into Leaky Lake, and since there was no actual water in the middle of the lake, the vault was only a couple feet under the ground, buried. So later in Season 8, excavators and diggers could easily access it. I say this a lot, but it really is crazy just how much goes into Kevin the Cube even after he has been long gone for so many seasons. He remains relevant in the game. It's amazing, I gotta be honest with you. Next, we've got BK, who has a very short and sweet theory. Dr. P, Singularity is basically a part of every event, and truly, it's quite possible. Let's go over every event in the game, shall we? Let's start with the rocket launch back in Season 4. If you watched my video yesterday, I theorized that maybe the reason the rocket did not hit Tilted is because Singularity intervened. Later after that, we got the butterfly event, which of course took us to the in-between, which is the home of Singularity. Then we had the ice storm event, which really wasn't that big at all. We also had the marshmallow concert, which did not relate at all to the storyline. Then we had the unvaulting event. I don't even have to explain why she relates to the unvaulting event. Of course, we went back to the in-between, her helmet was on the desk, and to cap it all off, after the unvaulting event, the volcano started to erupt. And where did the volcano target? One place was Tilted Towers, which ironically enough was the place that maybe Singularity saved back in Season 4. Maybe the reason she was not in the in-between during the unvaulting event is because she was trying to save it a second time. If so, clearly she failed because Tilted was destroyed, but maybe she was responsible for rebuilding Tilted out of the ashes, and that's why she got herself a statue. You can look in all corners of the game at all events, and you can definitely make arguments that Singularity was a part of it well before we ever had a clue what she actually was or who she was. We still don't really know who, but I really think Singularity stems back very far and probably had implications happening way earlier in previous seasons that we had no clue about until now. Kind of relating to the theory I just talked about, we have Jack Levy who says the rocket should have hit Tilted, but the rift stopped it. The first. But why would she destroy land? I believe that she created the rift and lost control of the rift, causing the events of Season 5. For the longest time, and still to this day really, we've assumed that the Visitor was the catalyst, aka the spark, that started every other event in the storyline, because he was the first one to really start anything. He was in the comet back in Season 3, and then he landed in the Dusty Divot. He broke out, created the rocket, launched it, and then the rest from there is history. And we all assumed it was because of the Visitor. But what if the Visitor was a bad guy and he was trying to, quite simply, destroy Tilted? But like I said before, maybe it was Singularity that stepped in and stopped it. And maybe it was Singularity that started all the rift technology that eventually sent the Visitor away and saved Tilted. So if that's true, wouldn't that mean technically Singularity is the reason why the storyline is happening? Because it would have ended right there if Tilted Towers got destroyed in Season 4. At the very least, the storyline would have been completely different. Next, we've got Jason who says a singularity is a black hole. It could mean Neo Tilted and possibly all of the map will get destroyed by a black hole and plunge Fortnite into a post-apocalyptic setting. I checked, and indeed, one of the several definitions of singularity is a black hole. I don't know how that would relate, how that would tie in at all, but could it be possible that Fortnite's gonna get sucked up by some kind of a black hole? We have no clue where Singularity came from. She seems to have otherworldly powers, so is it too far-fetched to think that she could be from space and somehow be attached to a black hole? Next up on the docket, we've got Dusk Ice, who says, "Hey Dr. P, the reason for the destruction from the CATTUS in Loot Lake, Pleasant, and Snobby is that the CATTUS is searching for the Vault Keeper." So in the past couple of weeks, the CATTUS has made a couple of attacks on land, starting at Snobby, going to Pleasant, and then currently finishing at Loot Lake. We don't know if he's going to continue his trek, but he's currently left his last impact at Loot Lake, which of course is right beside the vault and right beside the cord connecting Neo Tilted to Loot Lake. If the creature was looking for Singularity to somehow attack it or fight her, he would be wise in checking the vault first or going by the vault, since that is really her home. Also, remember the CATTUS kind of partially destroyed the power cord. Even if he can't directly get to Singularity, harming her power cord, I'm assuming it is her power cord, would definitely go a long way in making her mad and possibly making her come to him. Next up, we've got Andrew, who says, "It makes sense now. The in-between had a butterfly, and Singularity saved Tilted with a gift, and the butterfly was a gift. That's why Singularity got a statue." So let me just bring something up to you guys right now. This could get a little complicated, and it combines a couple theories I talked about in this video, so pay attention. Let's assume, for the sake of the video, that Singularity is the reason why Tilted was saved in Season 4. And that was her deploying the rift over the city to save the rocket and reroute it. That would confirm that Singularity has access to the rift technology. Now fast forward to Season 6 during the Cube event, every player touched a butterfly. Is it possible in any way this butterfly could have actually been Singularity in some kind of rift form, signaling that everything is gonna be okay? When you think of a butterfly, you generally think peaceful, and maybe that was exactly what she was trying to convey to players during the time of the butterfly event. Also, many rifts in the game have taken on the form of a butterfly, or at least what strongly resembles a butterfly. For example, this was the perma-rift that was underneath the Wailing Woods lab. There's currently another perma-rift in the game on the southwestern corner of the map on one of those little snow islands. I really feel like Singularity has been a part of the game for a long time, and not only that, Singularity is most certainly a very, very good character in terms of fighting against evil and trying to preserve the integrity of the Fortnite island. Next up, we've got Zodiac Echo, who says the first event was the rocket, and the last will be the CATTUS of this Fortnite. It's definitely possible, and it's a theory I've talked about before, where I've said, you know, maybe this season could be the end of the current Fortnite storyline, and then starting with Season 10, they could start up a new one and, you know, have a new set of characters, a new set of events. But here's the thing, if this exact theory is going to be true, that means Singularity would have also had to have been a part of events in Season 4, because he says the first event was the rocket and the last was the CATTUS, and the Utopia skin's description is the first and the last. We know she's going to be a part of this season's event, and we've speculated the whole video that she could have been a part of Season 4's event with the rocket stoppage. If this theory is true, that would prove the other theory. Just a lot to think about. Guys, please make sure to leave your 2 cents in the comment section down below or continue to tweet me on Twitter. I love to read your theories, and if you leave one that catches my eye and is intriguing enough, I will definitely feature it in my next video. I love to feature you guys and give credit where credit's due. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all your time. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and check out my caffeine.tv live stream. Link will be in the description. I will catch you in my next video, and until then, my friends, take it easy. Peace out.